I wanted to speak about Gaza and Palestine because every day in Palestine, the situation grows more dire. Every day we hear that the population is on the brink or suffering from starvation, which leads to chaotic scenes of desperate Palestinians, young and old, scrambling to get food and then being shot in the process by Israeli forces or forces associated with the so-called Gaza Humanitarian Foundation.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, there is no doubt, as I said before, there is an engineered humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Right? Keep in mind that all of Gaza is within 45 minutes drive of unlimited food supplies, right? I mean, you could solve the problem of hunger in Gaza in 48 to 72 hours if you wanted to bring food in, if the Israelis wanted to do it properly, or if they'd let the UN and humanitarian agencies do it. However, that's not what they want to do. They are using hunger and deprivation as a form of collective punishment. They're using it as a way to try and drive the population out of Gaza. Their explicit Israeli plan now is that if you're hungry, go south. We'll set up a humanitarian camp. Once you enter, you are not allowed to leave. So it's a proper concentration camp in the original pre-World War II sense of the word. And the only place you can ever go is leave Gaza. That's explicitly the plan. And so the hunger that we're seeing is not a mistake in that the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation is just not very good at its job. Everyone said that model was going to be a failure. We now have all the UN agencies. We have over 100 NGOs saying this is deliberate and the hunger is getting worse and worse. This is not South Sudan. This is not Darfur. This is not North Kivu in the Democratic Republic of Congo. This is not a place that it is hard to get to. There is, Israel has essentially unlimited amount of food. There'd be no problem feeding the population of Gaza if you wanted them to eat.
And yet, Professor Brynen, the Israelis, officials in the Israeli state would say, Rex Brynen, this is nonsense what you're saying, and you are biased. The fact is that Israel has provided food. There are trucks waiting to help Palestinians. The problem is the UN. The problem has always been the UN. The UN is throttling the passage, the delivery of these foodstuffs to the Palestinian people.
Well, we know that's not true because when we did have a temporary ceasefire in Gaza, the UN was able to deliver food and hunger stopped. And they were able to do it very, very quickly. Absolutely, there are some trucks that are stuck at border crossings and not able to cross, but that tends to be because the Israelis won't do the deconfliction. They won't guarantee that they won't get shot at. They won't allow them to go certain places via certain routes. They won't allow their drivers to drive. That tends to be the problem. Or that they'll shoot on crowds, so it's not safe. World Food Program was complaining about this. Cindy McCain, who can hardly be thought of as a leftist radical, was complaining that the crowds that were forming around their trucks were being shot at by the IDF. So that is simply an excuse. And of course, every regime that's ever conducted war crimes has accused its critics of being biased. I mean, that's simply the norm. But in this case, we have, well, first, an international criminal court has indicted the Israeli prime minister for crimes against humanity. I think we're probably past the crimes against humanity and into the genocide terrain now in terms of what is happening. We have all the UN agencies. We have all the NGOs, MSF, Save the Children, Oxfam, all saying the same thing. We have the media reporting it. We even have parts of the Israeli media reporting it. So I don't really think there's any doubt about what is happening. The getting food there is no difficulty getting food into Gaza. It's hard to believe that a country that can mount a sophisticated operation at long distance against Iran can't get flour into the Gaza Strip.
You've been listening to a clip of In Bed with the Elephant with me, your host, Adrian Harewood. Be sure to check out the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. And please be sure to like and subscribe to the podcast and write a review. We love hearing from you.